It's an honor to introduce a dedicated leader who continues to shape the future of corrections in our community, the Warden of Lancaster County Prison, Cheryl Steberger, who I saw today, a painting of you on the wall in the gymnasium, and I said, I knew it. I heard her speak a couple times. I knew that they see her as Wonder Woman. So if it's a testament to who you are within your team and within the community there at the prison. And I saw that and I was just like, I know that woman. I know her. Like I said, Cheryl has been instrumental in guiding the vision and planning behind the new facility development project. Today, she's going to be sharing how the initiative brings together safety, rehabilitation, and modern correctional practices to serve both the inmates and the staff. So please join me in welcoming the warden, Cheryl.
So I'm going to ask my entire team to come up because I am who I am because of my team, because of the support that I get in the community. So I want them to stand here while I speak. So just on that drawing, that painting that's up in the gym, I often get teased about that. So we run Corrections Week. It's a chance in May where we get to thank our staff for all the hard work that they do year round. And our inmate population, our female, our ladies in our smaller unit, D block, if you had an opportunity to be there and serve today, they actually decorate our gym. So one year they thought it would be neat to draw the warden on the wall. And I am like Wonder Woman up there on the wall. And I walked into the gym after they had painted it and I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Like I'm in like a skirt and like, yeah. So, but I didn't want to hurt their feelings. So I said nothing, but I often get teased about that, but it's cute. So, they're telling me they're going to take it along to the next prison. So, yeah. So, the new facility, right? If you haven't heard, we're building a new jail. We're hard at it every single day. And I would only assume in our thoughts as we're not even at work, we're thinking about that new jail. So we're slated now to open in 2029, early 2029. I actually, was a little disheartened at how slow things are moving, but we're actually picking up the pace here. So 2029, March of 2029. What does that mean currently? Currently, we have an RFP out on the streets for a construction manager. So we're hoping to pick a construction manager by early July to get that moving along. We have the design. It's not been approved by the commissioners yet, but that should come with that. So we have the design of the facility. What does that facility look like? Well, it's obviously going to be able to help the folks here and a lot of what you heard and their vision and their goals, their dreams, of doing it much larger, having the space to do it in. But it's one level. We're not going up. There's not even an elevator in the building. Okay. So there's not an elevator. It's climate controlled. We're going to have heat and we're going to have air conditioning, so we're going to have air conditioning. And also a big ask of mine, and I do realize it was a big ask, and we will be the only jail in the state of Pennsylvania to be all bottom bunk, all lower bunk. So in our world, that's really important. And we're asking folks to get up on a bunk bed. I don't even know if I could have done that at 20, let alone at my age now, and then have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and get back up on a bunk bed. And you heard Joe talk about the acuity of some of the folks, and we're asking them to get on a bunk bed. It's not the right thing. So that's going to be the first. This is what we think. We think about you. We care about you. We have you in mind when we're building this jail. We talked a lot. The deputy talked about staff today and security. So it's really important, the focus for our staff to feel valued, because they're the folks that are serving those in the prison, right? If we don't value them and provide them, a nice staff lounge, indoor and outdoor staff lounge within the building, that greets them every day. And it doesn't scream security. We don't have all the emblems and the badges and the sharpshooter up on the wall. It's just a place that they can come and go and rest during their breaks. A lot of programming space on the housing unit. We're going to contain the inmates on the housing unit, make them feel welcome, empower that officer, as the deputy just indicated. Smaller units, not the 90 and the 100 that you saw today. 64 will be the max that you see. 32, there's a 28 unit. A wellness center, not a clinic. Didn't like the name. I asked for it to be called a wellness center in our medical area. Instead of the 4 individuals we have at the hospital today, perhaps 2 of them could be with us and be cared for at the jail today. So there's a lot of really good things going on. As late as yesterday, we met with children and youth here in Lancaster County, our department, children and youth. How can we run child visits in the jail? Child visits that we run today, when a child comes in and the door is slamming behind them and they have, the atmosphere of the jail, the way you saw it today. How can we make it friendly? How can we make it a sterile environment? How can we, for that hour that child or children, they're with their father or mother, how can we make them feel like they're not in a jail? So that was really important to us. And how can we do it at a higher volume than what we're doing it today? We want to run them all day, all week long, and have that impact on that family. So just a couple things that we're doing. We want to be that jail where everybody's like, Lancaster does it right. Lancaster's doing. Let's go see what Lancaster's doing. We want to be that, that jail. Often in the community, I hear you're building a jail because you're overcrowded. We are not overcrowded, and we have not been overcrowded since 2012. It always surprises me that people don't know what's going on in their community, but I live it every day. So, I try to understand that. We're at 789 today, 789 this morning, 113 female inmates, and the rest are male inmates. Even in our new jail, we have a space for our juvenile offenders, which currently we are shipping them to a different jail to house them for us. So there's a lot of good going on. Lighting, natural lighting. It's going to be bright, colorful, welcoming. So it's really, really the environment. I can't stress how important the environment is for us in that new facility. But I also want to thank you all for what you do. So, we all have our days. So we talk about how you support the inmates. I think you need to know you support us. I wasn't having a good day today before y'all got there. My day starts very early. It doesn't just start when I walk in the jail. Then I saw, hello, good morning. And I'm seeing all of you and realizing what you're doing there. Whew, impactful. So please know it's not only the inmates. I thank you greatly for serving them. You're saying a lot, not just to us, but to the folks back in the building. It also changes their minds.